Ro32, Sean. Much of love. Of course, doing a great job. Hope you guys enjoyed WCS Europe earlier today. And of course, later tonight, there will be more StarCraft. If WCS Korea round of 16 kicks off, the games should be absolutely fantastic when you have players like Live. I don't think there a Zerg that has won more tournaments than Live, as he has like 6 or 7 first place finishes. You know, maybe Lenok, maybe Nesty has won more prestigious tournaments, but Live is an absolute beast, and he is my favorite Zerg in the world, going up against the likes of Roro, Curious, and our recent BlizzCon champion, SOS. So if you didn't have enough StarCraft yet, make sure you keep a close eye on the GSL tonight, as it's going to be amazing.
Got a really exciting group coming up tomorrow as well, man. I'm pumped. Tasha's actually in that group tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
WCS America?
Super pumped.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And we see Juanito in action as well.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. On into the game. We're on Frost. It's not cross positions, but it still could turn into an awesome, awesome macro game. In the bottom left from Team Liquid, our red Protoss is Hero. And in the bottom right, his opponent from Invictus Gaming. Give it up for Xigua.
Spawning full first this time for Xigua, which surprises me a little bit, as he went hedge first on a map like Habitation Station, which is a 2-player map, and then he decides to go pool first on a large map like Frost. I wonder why. I still the way that early game played out was just ridiculous in so many ways. Wow, Hero is taking a small note out of perhaps Parting's old playbook, where he drops the first pylon in the main, then will most likely walk in the forge over here. But that's still, you know, that's a little later against the 6-4 or something. Well, actually, at least you will be able to build a cannon in your main, but there's no way in hell you're ever going to secure your natural. However, it will work out for Hero, as Xigua is not particularly known for his crazy early Ling rushes.
This is actually what we saw that one game from Xigua, though, earlier in the day, was when there was nothing on the low ground, and he opted to, what was it? It wasn't a double hatchery, was it? He assumed that there wasn't a forge in the main, and he was correct. It was a Gateway Cyber Core expand, but, you know, in the back of my head, I was thinking, oh, but what if it was a forge? He'd be in so much trouble right now. And in this case, it is a forge, but he actually opened with a spawning pool first. So this is really, really nice for Xigua. And he's going to have everything he needs to deal with what could otherwise be a sneaky forge. But the advantage to this as we play into the mid game is really that Hero can research +1 up here and go for something like +1 Zealot 4-gate. And really try to punish Xigua in terms of, you know, last game, Kevin, when those Lings were held off? That doesn't happen when Zealots have +1. No,
that does not happen. All of those Zerglings would have straight up died. I must say, Xigua plays a greedy style of Zerg, man. It's like Gasless going up to 3 hatcheries before the 4-minute mark, and he didn't even scout yet where his opponent spawned. He's going to see it right now, and he's going to see that it was a Forge Fast Expand or a Nexus first, and the latter was the case, because he saw where the gateway was, he saw the Nexus, and you know, that only makes sense if it is indeed a Fast Expand build for the Protoss. So at least he catches a small break. He will have a little bit more time to stabilize and maybe get some creep spread going. That would be extremely important.
Ooh. Xigua actually did change his rally point, so he's not going to see that there's a forge hidden in the top. This would be valuable because later he could actually come back and scout this forge and see if +1's being researched. If the Overlord lives long enough, maybe it'll head back in there, but for now, he sees this pylon going down. He's really looking for that third one at this point, but it's in the main.
Yeah, excellent point there. This helps out a lot. If you can hide +1 or not. You know, if a Zerg player sees 3 gates and being like, you know, I might just deal with it with a few Zerglings, but however, if it's 3 gates with +1 Zealots, it completely changes everything. And having the forge in the back of your main makes it so much harder for a Zerg player to scout. However, Hero is playing a very safe style of Protoss over here. It's the fast expand into the Phoenix. Those Phoenixes are going to give you a lot of map control. They're going to tell you so much about what is going on, what do I have to worry about. Phoenixes will always do some damage. It doesn't really matter what you do with them, but they will always kill a few Overlords. They will always force out some Spore Crawlers, and they should, you know, inevitably pick up a few drone kills here and there.
What do you think about the possibility of a throwback build? I'm still thinking about this forge in the main, and you know how it's not super common. Okay, he's gonna go for Oracle, so
might still follow that with Phoenixes. Huh?
I was wondering if you would go for the Phoenix into +1 Zealot timing that for a really short period of time was popular.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. I still use that build.
Yeah?
Maxed uses it as well, so maybe Xigua is familiar with it.
I'll be watching eagerly on that forge. In the meantime, Xigua is going to be dropping additional gases here in a moment as he's approaching 60 supply, and that is the point where normally you do throw them down, especially with the Evo chambers.
Looking at the follow-up for Hero, I think actually what he's going to do is just make a very quick third base over here, which he will be able to get away with because the Void Ray is the follow-up. We were recently talking a little bit with a North American Protoss player called Padra. He's an up-and-coming and cool Protoss player that lives in this area actually, and he said like, whenever you want to play this build, if you want to open up with a Stargate, he's like, the best thing you can do is still get a very quick Void Ray. Just it makes it so much easier for you to expand, because then with a Photon Overcharge and a Void Ray, you'll always be safe against, you know, Zerglings, Roaches, and all that madness. And we see Hero doing it right here. This is just a very solid and safe opening as a Protoss player.
Yeah. He's going to have those Void Rays able to easily clean up scouting as well, you know, so that Overlord can't get in.
I still like the Phoenixes, as I think it's a very challenging playstyle. You know, you have to be active with two sides on the map.
Yeah.
But this one is a little more safe and solid. However, the Oracle didn't really do anything at all, as Xigua had a pretty good idea of what's going on. Had Spores in the right position. I do wonder. 2 more Stargates going down for Hero.
All right, well, we have at least an inkling of what the composition is going to be here for Hero. I'm wondering, will we see that style that SOS kind of pioneered with like charge lots and eventually incorporating in some storms? Or is it going to be like a more heavily focused, you focus more on the air itself and upgrades and less on getting those Templar?
I definitely think for a while it's going to be all about the Void Rays. Void Rays, you know, you have to respect them. They're pretty strong, especially when they get complemented by some sentries. So I think for now it's going to be, the emphasis is going to be on the Void Ray. We'll probably start some upgrades here and there, and above all, you know, make sure he doesn't lose it and save up some sentry energy, because Void Rays, if they fight in a wide open field against Hydralisk, they could still die. However, if they get complemented by some sentries, Guardian Shield, some Forces will land, they are excellent.
This is one of my favorite attacks, pioneered by SOS back in the first season. They took it really far, but here, no, it's not going to work. Mothership Core goes down. And this is the thing, is that Hydras were on the field in time for Xigua. If those are late, you actually could snipe that lair, recall, you're on home, and you just did a tremendous amount of damage. But here, Xigua denies it, and we'll see how this plays out. I wonder if he's going to go for a timing push here. It's definitely a possibility.
This is a little more of what the Korean Protoss player Mingshik, difficult name to pronounce, did for a while. This is 3-gate target opening over a few Void Rays, then start Phoenix production. I am a little worried, like if I was Hero, I know I would be in a lot of trouble, but since this is Hero, I'm not gonna call this like, oh, Hero is in a lot of trouble, because I know Hero is capable of holds that I'm not capable of. Revelation will go down. Here start those Void Rays. A couple of Zealots are gonna join in the mix as well. Here come the Phoenixes. Does he have enough? Actually, a couple of Phoenixes are falling already, but the Hydra count is dwindling as well. However, I still like how this is going for Xigua. I think he might have what it takes to break Hero over here.
It looks like it, breaking down all of those Void Rays. Now only 1 remaining. The Phoenix are forced to retreat as they're out of energy and no more Graviton beams. Third is pretty much doomed here. And a lot of this, remember, the whole time, no Photon Overcharge because that Mothership Core got picked off earlier.
Oh me, oh my, Mothership Core died and no Photon Overcharge, no Time Warps went down either. And now Xigua in an absolutely fantastic position, completely running over this third base by a Hero. How much would that have changed? Well, probably quite a bit. A Time Warp and a Photon Overcharge that just, you know, changes everything. More Phoenixes flying in. I think the Phoenixes will be enough this time to pick up these highlights. That one Oracle actually did some serious work as well, but Hero just has absolutely nothing else. He has 24 army supply against 64. And I think we're going to go to the Robin match here in our final series of WCS America. And one of the absolute favorites to take home this entire tournament. His tournament life is going to be on the line as the Chinese Zerg Xigua just surprised